Welcome to the first ever episode of Moments with Marcus. Just a mini series in which I'm going to be talking about topics that come up to me in either conversations with my friends or in meditation, breathwork sessions that I host. Just little pings that I get that I will talk about in a way where the audience not only is you, but they're younger versions of myself that needed to hear this message. Younger versions of myself include childhood me, the teenage me that was very lost and confused and angry at the world, the 17 to 24-year-old me that was self-soothing through drugs and alcohol, trying to just numb from the pain of existence and reality that I felt. And then from then on, the me that's just been seeking and trying to do my best to be present. And with that presence, coming up with a lot of different struggles in terms of imposter syndrome or whatever life has for me. So these messages are going to be for me, and I want to speak about them in, like, when I say you or we, it's me to me. And simply whoever is watching this, if anyone ever watches this, you are just a benevolent witness. And I hope that my message can help you in the same way that they have helped me later on in life. So much of my life I've had to learn through trial and error, and that's the only way I do learn, kinetically through experiences. And I pray, and my hope for you is that whatever you're going through right now, whether you feel alone or lost or hopeless, that you know that it's going to get better. I promise it will. It always does. I'm living proof of it, of someone who completely lost themselves, try to find ways to leave this earth on a couple of different times, and now get to use my experiences to help out others. I promise you that it gets better. And so the first topic I want to talk about, whether this is episode 1 or whatever, is the topic of go where the love is, not where you want it to be. And this is something that has just rung true for me and has been in the back of my mind pretty much every single day ever since my friend Amanda told me this phrase. And she heard this from some older guy that had some advice for her back in the day. It's amazing the impact people have in our lives with little one-off sayings that we don't even realize what they're going to do for us. She told me this at a time when I was in a very toxic relationship about 3-4 years back, and I had lost myself completely in that relationship. I attracted someone that I could never do enough. I have this internal shame message that has always ruled me as a kid that I'm just not good enough. And the love that she gave me and me trying to seek and receive her love was very similar to little me that was always trying to seek my dad's approval and my dad's love. We keep repeating these cycles, and you've probably heard this before, that we keep repeating the cycles until we're ready to actually pass the test. And while I think that might be true, I think that there's parts of that that are necessarily not true. We can always choose to get off the ride once we have the awareness that we're on the ride. It's not about this. These aren't tests. These are conditioned, patterned ways that we learned how to survive and receive love as children. And for me, that was something I learned with my dad. And as I grew up, I kept attracting that. I would have situations and jobs that would do the same thing. I would set myself up to not be good enough so I can prove that I am. The shame message ruled my life until one day I met someone who, because of my willingness and my participation in it, caused me so much pain that it woke me up enough to have a moment of clarity and to hear a message like Amanda told me, go where the love is, not where I want it to be. What that means for me now is, because I heard that and I had a general conception of like, okay, I have to go where the love is. And for me, I thought the love was going to be with my friends or with my family. And no, the love is within me. And I had to learn how to go and receive that. I went to the Hoffman process, where it's a week-long retreat of identifying childhood patterns and moving through it and remembering who I am. And in that process, I remembered who I am and who I was. And just, it's not about the things that I do, but it's who I can be. It brought me back to a state of being for the first time ever. And it was an amazing, amazing journey back home that has only deepened ever since I've been on it. And so now I see that this love, go where the love is always within me. Hoffman has a saying that love is the flowing, the rendering, the outpouring of emotional goodness to myself first, and then to others in my life. So if I am a cup on a saucer, and I'm pouring that love into me, the love that overflows, that goes onto that saucer, then can be given out to other people. And that love on that saucer, while it seems scarce, is so much love that I need to make sure that my cup is full first before I ever try to receive love for anybody else. If my cup is not full, I do not love me in the capacity in which I need to do to be in relationship with anybody. And so that's what Amanda meant. It always shifts perspectives as I grow older, but for the young me that was in that pain of that relationship and then realizing the pain that it was to live in my father's house, I knew that coming back home and trying to love myself through this was really tough. I knew the concept of it. And the thing is, whenever I say I know something, it's a very closed-minded action where if I'm curious about it, that curiosity opens up this whole world of possibilities to where I can learn something new. The knowledge of me knowing that I love myself brought me to that moment, brought me to that pain. And the whole I know. Truthfully, I didn't know shit. What I needed was a very spiritual awakening that I could only get through a felt sense in present time of knowing that I am enough. Once I was able to have that, things changed for me. When the cycles try to repeat themselves, I wasn't giving the same people the same attention. And it wasn't from a I'm better than standpoint. It was just straight from this place of I love you and I hope you eat, but not at my table, and compassionate boundaries and knowing when enough was enough. I used to put so many people before myself. And I was taught that love, self-love was selfish, that self-compassion was weakness. And that couldn't have been any further from the truth. Self-love and self-compassion is a cornerstone of how we really do this thing and being back to present. When love is not where I want it to be, I get to go where I need that love to be. And the thing that I've learned in my experience is that what I need is so much deeper and better than what I want. And so when I can get my needs met, my wants may still be there, but it's just different. It's not hit with the same yearning. I'm not looking for outside things to make me feel better. That's what I did throughout my whole addiction. And if I'm not careful and if I'm not present, I will still continue to reach for those outside things to try to make me feel whole, and nothing can fill the Marcus-sized hole in me that Marcus can. Nothing can fill the whole-sized you in you that you can. And so that concept of go where the love is, not where you want it to be, is a very powerful one. And I wish that I was in a place to receive it a little bit more deeply. But at the same time, I have no regrets. I have no qualms with how things are. And I love where I'm at now. And I only know that I get to love where I'm at now too, because I used to really just waddle in the shame and the bullshit and have things be so dark. I was addicted to the struggle, and feeling good is foreign to me until it hasn't. There's so much love to give myself in the present that I can't really be distracted, or I try to catch myself when I am distracted by external sources. For those that are stuck in relationships that you feel like you're not enough, for those who are at jobs to where you feel like your work isn't being acknowledged, the truth is you're not enough. You're acting as if you're not enough for yourself, and the person who's not acknowledging your work is you. Be present or do the things you want to do, have the love that you want to have. The qualities in which you want to have that partner or want to have that job, they've first have to be awakened inside of you. It's a state of being. You have to be those things. You have to remove yourself from the pattern lifestyle. You have to let go of the known hell of a very parasympathetic nervous system to an unknown heaven, which is your sympathetic, and trust that without and staying curious to it versus like trying to look behind the curtain to see what's there. Then and only then will things just flow. If I could go back and say anything to that young me that was lost in that relationship, that thought he had it all figured out and had all the mask on and wanted to be looked at versus being seen, I would tell him that he's okay. I would tell him that he's safe. I would tell him to stop fighting so hard for someone who wants you to be anything other than yourself. I hope that you can stop fighting so hard for the people who want to change you. I hope you can finally let go and know that through letting go is an act of self-love. And I want you to let go for the experience and have the experience for the sake of the experience versus, oh, if I let this go, something better will come. The thing that's coming that's better for you is you. There's so much joy and peace to be had by being present in yourself and being so comfortable in your skin. Yeah. So, Momo Marcus, thank you for being here.